Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. It is March 8th. It is Tuesday, 2022. I'm just going to show you the chickens out enjoying some yard time in the chicken prison. Now they're happy to get out, and so I was glad to let them get out today. It's still cold. I think they said in town we were going to be in like 36 today in town, so maybe 30 up here. But the good news is the sun, right there as you see it, is out. There's Miss Molly. Hello, little girl. Hello, little girl, with your fluffy tail. Yes, with your fluffy tail. There's Mr. Loose. You want to go in, Loose? Alright, let's walk over this way first. Come on. Let's go. We'll let everybody in. Max just went in before I started the video, so. And I think Buddy went in as well. So we're gonna, let me do this first and then we're gonna get into this video, folks, I promise. Come on. I'm telling you, it's children, having children. Come on, Lucy, Loose. There goes Miss Molly. Come on, Loose. And you go. Hello, what's going on? All right. So everybody's in. Dogs had just been out for a while, so that's why they're inside right now. Okay, so not as much water today. It's finally slowing down, which is good. I tell you what, folks, it has been fun. When you have that spring runoff, it makes it quite interesting. All right, solar is at 2731, which is great. We're still pulling in 900 on that side. We're pulling in 560 on this side. And this morning, we were pulling in like 3,300 watts altogether, which is pretty wild. We were pulling in 2,200 on one side and 1,100 on the other. So that's good. That helps keep the batteries charged up. All right, time to tighten your belts, folks. God, I'll tell you what, I did a video earlier today, and I was talking about, the 600,000 barrels of oil that we're not going to now have. And here's what I find amazing. This is, and tell me if I'm wrong on this, okay? Tell me if I'm wrong on this. So the options are, we can try to import oil from Venezuela or Iran. Now those are our options right now, right? Because I don't think that OPEC with the Saudis and stuff like that, they're not going to increase production and stuff like that, from my understanding. So a couple of our options are Venezuela and Iran. Well, if I'm not mistaken, weren't they on the naughty list? Wasn't Iran and Venezuela on the naughty list, and we were doing sanctions against them too? But I guess it's more important to do sanctions against Russia. I don't know. I'm just, you literally cannot make this stuff up. Honestly, you cannot make this stuff up. At the end of the day, and I know a lot of people are talking about, oh, this is ushering in the Great Reset. Well, it's going to be a reset, all right, because people are not going to be able to afford anything. I want you to think about something, and I want you to think about this now, and let's be realistic, all right? Crime is going to go out of control. And why will crime go out of control? Because people will not be able to afford anything. When you cannot get food at a reasonable price, when you cannot get gasoline at a reasonable price, everything we get in this country is imported in for the most part. Very few things are made in the United States anymore. We are a consumer country, so it's all shipped in. Well, it comes off the docks and it gets put on a truck. Those truckers out there are delivering those goods all across the country to wherever it is needed and stuff like that. Well, when the fuel prices go up, that cost gets trickled down to the consumer. That's you and me, okay? And even the trucker, they're a consumer as well. So, I mean, it's going to affect them as well. It's not like they're not going to be affected by this at all. But everything is going to be much, much higher. And that's, like I said, that's going to trickle down. So everything from any furniture you're buying, any electronics you're buying, anything that you are buying from a store or online or anything like that, it's all going to go up, and it's going to go up a lot. It's going to not be cheap for anything anymore. We're going to look back fondly of today, and I haven't been down to town today. I haven't left the property today, so I don't know if they've increased the gas prices again. Would not shock me if they have. But we were paying $4.39 as of yesterday, which was up 20 cents in 2 days. With this announcement, for the oil, no longer importing oil or natural gas or anything from Russia, all these things are going to go up. Now, that 600,000 barrels a day ends up being 8%. Okay, 8% of our daily usage of oil. So again, but they're gonna make us pay across the board. I mean, they're not going to be like, okay, well, this percentage is not going to go higher. They're just going to raise the prices because you have greedy individuals in charge and those type of things. But again, his alternative to getting green cars, well, first of all, who can afford a $60,000 car, that you have to charge up to be able to go anywhere? Oh, yes, and let's not forget about, now, so this is the plan, right? This is the great stroke master plan to get us all getting into green cars. We're all going to get green cars, and then we're going to be charging them up on the grid. Well, first of all, in the Northeast, we have this thing called winter up here, where it gets extremely cold, and those batteries don't like the extreme cold. That's one thing. Let's just put that out there. I mean, that's just the first thing. Then on top of that, we have an antiquated power grid, guys. The power grid needs to be updated hugely. There's no way with the amount of energy that would be needed to make this project of theirs go off. They would have to revamp the entire power grid. They have no plan to do that. They had part of their new Green Deal. They were taking, I don't know how much it was again. It was a decent amount of money. I don't want to say $1 trillion, but for putting in power stations all over the place, right? So people could charge up their electric cars. Well, they're obviously having a lot of issues with these electric cars as well. And so, again, that's not a viable solution at this point. They don't have that in place. So again, it's not like we could say tomorrow, well, okay, you know what, tomorrow I'm going to go out and I'm going to get my electric car. I live out in the country. We're not going to have charging stations all over out here. It's not going to happen. And so what happens when your battery runs out? It's just, again, not a realistic solution. And the power grid is not going to be able to handle all these things that they want to have it do. It's just not going to be able to. You look at the power outages we have now. You look at the rolling blackouts. Now, if you're in California, I want you to think about this. You're in California, you're all gung-ho about the green because, it's all, those people that want to have that happening out there. And you have your nice electric car, and the power grid goes down. It's not going to be back up for a day or two, but you still got to go to work with your little electric car with no way to recharge it. How's that going to work? There's more problems with this than there are solutions. Until you get the solutions figured out and the bugs worked out of the system, you can't just say, okay, well, we're going to just go ahead and do this. They better figure something out. Because again, it's not the elites in Washington. It's not the Hollywood elites that are going to suffer from this, folks. Because they don't care. They don't care how much it costs. They're going to still jump in their Ferraris and their private jets, and they're going to go where they're going to go, and they're going to go on, their little trips, and, poor them, and, oh my God, life is so rough, and I don't know how I'm doing it. Those people are not going to suffer at all. You and I are going to suffer. Trying to go anywhere, trying to do anything. it's going to cost. And I'm thinking ahead, obviously, with what I'm going to have going on this year. I'm making a big move this year. And I hate to think, it's like I already knew it was going to be expensive, but with this new deal that they're throwing in here, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. Man, I'll tell you what, it's just, it is what it is, We're still making that move. It's still going to happen. It's just going to end up costing a lot more to do it, unfortunately. The chickens are, like I said, the chickens are doing well. They're having a good day, enjoying outside. And poor Foghorn Leghorn there. He gets chased around quite a bit by Goliath. It happens. Goliath is over there. You should see him. He's the boss. So, I don't know. I want to hear your guys' feedback. I want to hear how bad do you think it's going to get? How high do you think, first of all, as a guess, how high do you think gas prices are going to go? Second thing would be, how high do you think food prices and everything else, how much higher is that going to get to do anything like that? It's going to be very scary. Very, very soon it's going to be real scary. It's not going to be a whole lot of fun, I can tell you that. That's kind of where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Oh my goodness gracious, I'll tell you. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. But like I said, unfortunately, you're going to see, I think you're going to see crime go through the roof. You already have shoplifting going crazy, people shoplifting food and everything else. They're locking up meats now because meat's gotten so expensive and people can't afford to buy them, so they're stealing them. It's going to be a very interesting year. Very, very interesting year. And the sad part is, what do we got, 2.5 more years of Joe Biden to go? That's frightening. Frightening to even think about. So, we'll see where it all pans out. But so far, it's not looking so good. It is not looking good at all. So it's going to be time to tighten your belts. Think about what's important. Keep prepping. Keep getting ready. Because I'll tell you what, it is going to, we're already, and I want you to think about this again too. Let's just not even forget about that. We're going to throw in inflation at a 40-year high. We're not talking about that. We're not going to talk about our porous southern border where, millions of people are coming through with, just coming into America. We're going to land of opportunity. And you've got to remember, too, something, guys, with that. And I want you to think about this, okay? Because this is part of the problem. These big businesses, meat packing companies, chicken packing companies, all through the South and all those type of places, they're hiring these folks. And they're hiring them with no green cards, and they're not, they don't fall under the same rules, so they don't have to treat them like they have to treat Americans. So, and these people don't complain, because if they complain, they get deported and sent back to, wherever they, whatever south of the border. So, it's if you stopped people from taking advantage of other people, they would stop coming. That's the bottom line. And, so something to think about, But just remember this, no matter what happens with all this situation, the rich will get richer, and the rest of us will get poorer. So, something to think about. I do want to hear your feedback on this topic and what we've been talking about. Like I said, it's kind of a continuation of this morning, but, people need to think. You need to start using your heads. You need to start planning accordingly. That's just my opinion. You can do whatever you want to do, but I think we're in for some very, very rough times moving forward, and I don't think it's going to get any easier anytime soon. So, anyway, guys, remember, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that out, we're going to be in much, much better shape. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day, tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, Step Thing and Day. one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that is going to stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it, nobody else. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. All right? I will talk to you all later. Have a good day. Prepper Nurse 1, out for